Okay, so you remember a few times now I've written down this formula for you. Y equals mx plus b. It is one form, one of the ways that you can write the equation of a straight line. We learned about m. Hands up. Who can remember what m stands for? Cash.
The amount of numbers going up or down by?
Yes, when we're doing the table as to how much it was going up by or down by. What did it represent, Noah? The gradient, yes. So last lesson, last week, we were finding the gradient. M was equal to the rise over the run. And that is exactly how you can find it from a graph. So we know that one there, the M. The B, the number on the end, that one is known as the y-intercept. That is, when you draw your straight line, it is the number that it will go through on the y-axis. So we're going to practice example number 1, where we just want to read the equation and write down what the gradient is and what the y-intercept is. So as long as it's in the right form, the first one, y equals 2x minus 5, as long as it's in that y equals mx plus b, the m is going to be whatever is in front of the x, which in this case is a 2. So m for gradient equals 2. The y-intercept, which is b, is the number usually on the end, but not always, but the one that doesn't have an x with it. So it is the minus 5. If there is a negative sign in front of your number, you must remember to include it. All right, let's try that again. So b, y equals 1/3 x minus 1. The m, the gradient, is going to be the number in front of the x, which is 1/3. The b, which is the y-intercept, is the constant number, which is minus 1. Pretty easy, huh? Yeah. All right, let's do a few more. For the next one, y equals minus 2/5 x plus 3. Julia, what's m?
The minus 2/5.
Very good. And b, Shelby, what's b, which is the y-intercept?
3.
Excellent, good job. Let's do the next one. D, y equals 1 minus 3x. Be careful, I've tried to be a little bit sneaky here. Who wants to have a try? What is m? Cash?
Minus 2.
Very good, because I've switched the order and I put the x as the second term. Ethan, what's b?
1.
Very good. And one last one. It's just y is equal to 7. What is m? Hands up, who knows what m is? Noah? Nothing. Other words, Xavier?
0.
0. The gradient is 0 because there is no x term. And the y-intercept is, Joey? Very good. Great. Okay, so that's the first type of question that you're going to have to do. Second type of question, right here. Example 2. Find the rule for each of these graphs by first finding the value of m and the value of b, which is our y-intercept. Now, we have already practiced the finding the m part. That's what we spent all of our last lesson on, finding the gradient. So let's do that. Our formula was m equals rise over run. We need to find 2 points on that graph that we can use to make a triangle. Now, a lot of the questions, there's already dots on there, and you can see them. There's one here, and there's one down there. 2 dots already marked on there. Starting with the higher dot, we go straight down and then horizontally across to make a right-angled triangle. The rise is the vertical part of that triangle. We count the number of spaces. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, so the rise is 4. The run is the horizontal part. There is 1 space on the horizontal. Remember to always check for uphill and downhill. Uphill is a positive gradient, which that is. Downhill, I would need to put a minus sign in, but that one's uphill, so I leave it the way it is. Please remember to simplify your fractions. 4 divided by 1 is just 4. So m equals 4. That one actually takes the most work. The second one that we need to find is the B. The B, you read just one number straight from your graph. You find your y-axis, see the y letter up here, and you want to find the point where your line intersects that y-axis, and it intersects right here at that number, which is -1. So y-intercept equals -1. If I know the M and if I know the B, we can put that into our rule, which is y equals mx plus b. We just put the 4 where the m is, so y equals 4x, and b is a -1. Now you don't need to put a plus and a minus. If there's a minus sign there, it takes over and it's just a -1, because a plus minus does just make a minus. All right, that's that one done. Let's try that whole process again with the second one. Same thing. First thing I need to do is find the gradient. So formula is m equals rise over run. There are 2 dots on there that we can use, but remember, if you have to find them yourself, you're just trying to find 2 points that go nicely through the grid behind. So there is a dot up here at the 4 and another one down here. So we're making a triangle with the axes. Counting the rise. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So it's a rise of 4. And a run is the horizontal one. So 1, 2 spaces for the denominator. Remember to check uphill or downhill.
Down.
This one's downhill. So what do I need to put in, Oscar?
Minus.
Thank you for the helpers. I'm sure Oscar was appreciative. Yes, a minus sign if we're going downhill. So -4 divided by 2 makes a -2 for the simplified answer. And we have our gradient. Next, we need the B, the y-intercept. Using our line, our y-axis, we want to follow that line there until we find where it intersects, which is right here at this number, which is 4. So B is equal to 4. Now that we have them, we can put them into our rule. Y equals mx plus b. The m is a -2, so y equals -2x, and b is 4. So that is the rule or the equation of the line that is drawn there. There's still one more type of question. Next page. Everyone written that down? Yep, good. Okay, question 3. Write the rule for these horizontal and vertical lines. Now it's kind of giving it away because it's reminding you, horizontal and vertical lines. We have practiced these already. We've been drawing them. These are the ones that are either x equals a number or y equals a number. And it depends on the axes that it is going through and the number that it's going through. So the blue line is the line that we're trying to find the equation of. So it is going through the y-axis, and the point is written there, 0 minus 3. The 0 is the x value. The -3 would be the number on that y-axis. Okay, so if I want to know the equation of that line, because it's going through the y-axis, it will be y equals, and the number that it's going through is -3. That's it. These are the easiest types of ones, but for some reason, it's always a little bit tricky to remember the horizontal and vertical lines. Okay, part B, let's do it again. This time our line is going vertically, and it's over here on the x-axis, and that number that it's going through there would be a 7. Very good. So because it's the x-axis, it's x equals, and it's passing through the 7, so x equals 7. That's it. So they're the 3 types of things that you have to do today. On the next page, exercise 7. So this first page should be very quick. Over and over and over again for each one of these, you have to write down what m and what b is equal to. So for this first one, in front of the x, m is equal to -1/3 and b is equal to 1.
You have to simplify it.
They should all be simplified already. I don't think you'll have any simplifying in there. So you'll be able to do that whole page. Then in question on the next page, you will start getting into the ones where you have to find the rule from the graph. Okay, so some sloping ones, and then there'll be some horizontal and vertical line ones. Oh, no, there's not. Oh, they must be too easy. We might have to practice those again later.